Hi everybody, it's Aunt Molly. How's everyone doing? I'm okay. I've been keeping myself busy making reusable masks for people to use. And so that's kind of cool, but it's frustrating because I'm not that great of a seamstress, so I'm averaging about 6 a day. But I hope everybody's well, and I wanted to say hi. I didn't even have time to look for that other doll. Maybe I'll have time tomorrow during the day. I had a friend that wanted a mask that lived in another state, so I made her a couple so I could send them tomorrow. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing okay, and so without further ado, it's time for story time. You know, I wanted to say something about grown-ups not knowing everything and sometimes making mistakes. You know, we're not perfect, and sometimes we don't know everything, right? You kids maybe think we do, but we don't. And so I didn't realize you could go over 10 minutes on YouTube yesterday, so that's why my story was short, and I didn't get to show you the cute illustrations. So I'm going to start out by doing that. So last you remember Raggedy Ann was getting into trouble with the jam and the jelly and the other dollies, right? Sorry, I went on my daily walk and boy, the allergies out there. I've got to take my allergy pill. I keep forgetting. Anyway, so Raggedy Ann is getting scolded by Mistress Marcella, her mom, and then they got washed and hung up to dry. I love hanging laundry out to dry. It's an old-fashioned thing, but like especially things like tablecloths and linen napkins and stuff like that, well, unless you live in LA, which I do, but they usually smell really good after they've been air dried outside and then pressed dry. It's an old-fashioned tradition my mother used to do. Okay, hold on. So, anyway, are you guys ready for another episode of Raggedy Ann Learns a Lesson? Okay, without further ado, I am too. Has everybody got their crazy hat to put on? This is another cowboy hat I have. I like to think of it as my crazy farmer hat. So I'm going to wear my crazy farmer hat. And here's Raggedy. Got my glasses. Woo. Okay, you guys ready? All right. So, let's see. Last we knew, Marcella was asking if perhaps her dog Fido had gotten to the dolls and put them all out of order, right? And so then Marcella had found that, this is how I know it's allergies, when it hits me right in the throat, and then when I go to talk, I'm going like, hey, hoo, yee, ha, hoo. Can you do that? Hoo, hoo. All right. So then the dolls got jam all over their faces and everything, and Marcella washed them all and hung them out on the clothespin, on the clothesline with a clothespin to dry. Let's see. And the Tin Man said that he thought maybe he was going to rest because his arms got all wet and everything. So then, now we'll start the story, okay? Just then the wind twisted the little Dutch doll and loosened his clothespins so that he fell to the grass below with a sawdusty bump as he rolled over and said, "Ma, Ma," in a squeaky voice. I think they put actual wood chips in the dolls back then. I know, it's 100 and some odd years ago. It's weird. Right. Late in the afternoon, the back door opened and the little Mistress Marcella came out with a table and chairs. After setting the table, she took all the dolls from the line and placed them out about the table. They had lemonade with grape jelly in it, which made oh, that's weird. Old-fashioned books, what are you going to do? Lemonade with grape jelly in it. I'm just telling you, that's what it says. Which made it a beautiful lavender color, and a little baby teeny weeny cookies with powdered sugar on them. So I guess Marcella made little bitty cookies for the dollies. After this lovely dinner, the dollies were taken in the house where they had their hair brushed and nice clean nighties put on. Then they were placed in their beds, and Mistress kissed each one good night and tiptoed from the room. All the dolls lay as still as mice for a few minutes, and then Raggedy Ann raised up on her cotton stuffed elbows and said, she did this, she said, something like this. Let's see. She said, like this maybe. I have been thinking. Shh, said all the dollies. Raggedy has been thinking. Yes, said Raggedy Ann, I have been thinking. Our mistress gave us the nice dinner out under the trees to teach us a lesson. She wished us to know that we could have all had the goodies we wished, whenever we wished, if we'd behaved ourselves. And our lesson was that we must never take without asking what we could always have for the asking. So let us all remember and try to never again do anything which might cause those who love us any unhappiness. Let us all remember, said all the other dollies. And Raggedy Ann, with a merry twinkle in her shoe-button eyes, laid back in her little bed, her cotton head filled with thoughts of love and happiness. The end. You notice that the Raggedy short, that was really good, Raggedy, thank you. You notice that the Raggedy stories are a little shorter than the Grimm stories and a little less grim also. But anyway, okay, so I'm going to show you these last couple of illustrations. This is Marcella having a lemonade party with all the dollies. Isn't that pretty? And then, whoop. And here's Raggedy hanging on the clothesline just before she learned her lesson. And with that, my friends, I'm going to go drink some hot tea and clear the ragweed or whatever out of my throat. Sorry, I'm a little rusty today. And I love you guys. I hope you're holding up right now. And I just want to say a special hi to Kendrick today. He and I Skyped a minute today. Not Skyped, what was it? Not FaceTime either. It was called something on the cloud. We went on the cloud together. Speaking of clouds, I think it's going to rain. Have you noticed? Very big clouds out there today. I should have taken some pictures to show you. All right. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I might do a couple of little craft projects too. I know I call it story time, but I have a couple little craft ideas I was thinking about sharing with you too. So anyway, you guys have a good night and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, that is the end of Raggedy Ann Learns a Lesson. The end. Good night.